All right. Tried to do chemistry earlier, but man, I was just way too tired. So I think making that change this morning where I threw my dialysis stuff away as soon as I got up before I left, and then did a reading before I left, that totally changed the dynamic of the day up. And I had a really hard time getting myself up and out, but I made as much as yesterday, so I'm just going to call it a day. I'm going to go ahead and connect to the cycler here pretty soon. I'm feeling pretty full. I need to get it down to yellows, using more yellows. So tomorrow, I'm going to do some cleaning. I'm going to clean up the front room, bring those boxes inside, set up the cycler, and I'm going to do maybe a yellow first. No, I'll do a green first, and then I'll do 2 yellows. We'll see how that goes. All right. So, First Chronicles, chapter 5 to 13. All right. I'm listening to Rain on a Tin Roof for Sleeping 24/7, Deep Sleep with a Heavy Rain and Thunder on Metal Roof at Night by Danny Lewis. And it's just a live stream, basically, of what looks like a roof and some rain hitting it over and over again. Forever. Okay. Take a drink of coffee. And then we'll get started with First Chronicles 5. These are the sons of Reuben, Israel's firstborn. He was the first. No, I can't do that. He was the firstborn, but because he defiled the bed of his father, his right as firstborn was given to the sons of Joseph, the son of Israel, so that he was not enrolled genealogically for the right of the firstborn. Though Judah was superior to his brother from him, and from him came the one to be the leader, the right as firstborn belonged to Joseph. The sons of Reuben, the firstborn of Israel, were Hanok, Palu, Hezron, and Carmi. The sons of Joel were Shemaiah, his son, Gog, his son, Shimei, his son, Micah, his son, Reiah, his son, Baal, his son, and Beerah, his son, whom King Tilgath-Pilneser of Assyria took into exile. He was a chieftain of the Reubenites. His brothers, by their families in the genealogical enrollment, by their descendants were, as the head, Jael, Zechariah, and Bela, son of Azaz, son of Shema, son of Joel, who lived in Aroer, as far as Nebo and Baal-meon. To the east he settled as far as the beginning of the wilderness at the Euphrates River, for their livestock had become numerous in the land of Gilead. In the days of Saul, they waged war against the Haggites, who were defeated before them, so they dwelt in their tents throughout all the territory east of Gilead. Now the descendants of Gad lived next to them in the land of Bashan as far as Salakah. Joel was the head, Shepham the second, and Janai, and Shaphat in Basan. And their brothers belonging to their paternal houses were Michael, Meshullam, Sheba, Jorai, Jachin, Ziah, and Eber, 7 in all. These were the sons of Abihail, son of Huri, son of Jeroah, son of Gilead, son of Michael, son of Jeshishai, son of Jado, son of Buz. Ahison of Abdiel, son of Guni, was head of their paternal house. They lived in Gilead and Bashan and its dependent towns, and in all the pastures of Sharon, as far as they extended. They were all enrolled genealogically in the days of King Jotham of Judah and in the days of King Jeroboam of Israel. Okay. The Reubenites, the Gadites, and the half-tribe of Manasseh had 44,760 mighty warriors in their army who carried shields and swords and were armed with bows, and they were trained in war. They waged war against the Hagrites, Jetur, Nephish, and Nodab, and they were helped in fighting them, so that the Hagrites and all who were with them were given into their hand. For they called to God for help in the war, and he responded to their entreaty because they trusted in him. They captured their livestock, 50,000 camels, 250,000 sheep, and 2,000 donkeys, as well as 100,000 people. Many had fallen slain because the war was waged by the true God, and they lived in their place until the time of the exile. The descendants of the half-tribe of Manasseh lived in the land from Bashan to Baal Hermon. And Senir and Mount Hermon. Okay, let's turn that off. Oh. They were numerous. These were the heads of their paternal houses: Epher, Ishi, Eliel, Azriel, Jeremiah, Hodaviah, and Jadiel. They were mighty warriors, men of fame, and heads of their paternal houses. But they acted unfaithfully toward the God of their forefathers and prostituted themselves to the gods of the peoples of the land, whom God had annihilated from before them. So the God of Israel stirred up the spirit of King Pul of Assyria, that is, King Tilgath-Pilneser of Assyria, so that he took into exile those of the Reubenites, the Gadites, and the half-tribe of Manasseh, and brought them to Hala, Habor, Hara, and the river Gozan, where they are until this day. 1 Chronicles 6. The sons of Levi were Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. The sons of Kohath were Amram and Izhar, Hebron, and Uzziel. The children of Amram were Aaron, Moses, and also Miriam. And the sons of Aaron were Nadav, Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. Eleazar became father to Phinehas. Phinehas became father to Abishua. Abishua became father to Buki. Buki became father to Uzi. Uzi became father to Zerahiah. Zerahiah became father to Meraioth. Meraioth became father to Amariah. Amariah became father to Ahitub. Ahitub became father to Zadok. Zadok became father to Ahimaaz. Ahimaaz became father to Azariah. Azariah became father to Johanan. Johanan became father to Azariah. That's funny. He served as priest in the house that Solomon built in Jerusalem. Azariah became father to Amariah. Amariah became father to Ahitub. Ahitub became father to Zadok. Zadok became father to Shallum. Shallum became father to Hilkiah. Hilkiah became father to Azariah. Azariah became father to Sariah. Sariah became father to Jehozadak. And Jehozadak went into exile when Jehovah took Judah and Jerusalem into exile by the hand of Nebuchadnezzar. These are the families of the Levites by their forefathers. Of Gershom, Libni his son, Jahath his son, Zimmah his son, Joah his son, Iddo his son, Zerah his son, Jeatherai his son. The sons of Kohath were Aminadab, his son Korah, his son Asir, his son Elkanah, his son Abiasaph, his son Asir, his son Tahath, his son Uriel, his son Uzziah, his son Shaul, his son. The sons of Elkanah were Amasai and Ahimath. As for Elkanah, the sons of Elkanah were Zophai, his son, Nahath, his son, Eliab, his son, Jeroham, his son, Elkanah, his son. The sons of Samuel were Joel, the firstborn, and Abijah, the second. The sons of Merari were Mali, Livni, his son, Shimei, his son, Uzzah, his son, Shemaiah, his son, Haggiah, his son, and Asaiah, his son. Sorry, got a little weird feeling on the hernia, so just been playing around with it, but these were the ones whom David appointed to direct the singing at the house of Jehovah after the ark came to rest there. They were responsible for the singing at the tabernacle of the tent of meeting until Solomon built the house of Jehovah in Jerusalem, and they carried out their service as prescribed for them. These are the men who served with their sons. Of the Kohathites, Heman, the singer, son of Joel, son of Samuel, son of Elkanah, son of Jeroham, son of Eliel, son of Toa, son of Zuph, son of Elkanah, son of Mahath, son of Amasai, son of Elkanah, son of Joel, son of Azariah, son of Zephaniah, son of Tahath, son of Asir, son of Abiasaph, son of Korah, son of Izhar, son of Kohath, son of Levi, son of Israel. His brother Asaph stood at his right hand. Asaph was son of Berechiah, son of Shemaiah, son of Michael, son of Baasiah, son of Malchijah, son of Ethni, son of Zerah, son of Adiah, son of Ethan, son of Zimmah, son of Shimei, son of Jehath, son of Gershom, son of Levi. The descendants of Merari, their brothers, were at the left hand. There was Ethan, son of Kishi, son of Abdi, son of Malach, son of Hashabiah, son of Amaziah, son of Hilkiah, son of Amzi, son of Bani, son of Shemer, son of Mali, son of Mushi, son of Merari, son of Levi. Their brothers the Levites were appointed for all the service of the tabernacle, the house of the true God. Aaron and his sons made these sacrifices, smoke, on the altar of burnt offering, and on the altar of incense, performing the duties connected with the most holy things, to make atonement for Israel. According to all that Moses, the servant of the true God, had commanded, these were the descendants of Aaron: Eleazar his son, Phinehas his son, Abishua his son, Buki his son, Uzi his son, Zariah his son, Moriah his son, Amariah his son, Ahitub his son, Zadok his son, and Ahimaaz his son. I gotta pause. Alright, I'm back. Connected to my cycler. So these were their settlements by their encampments and their territory. The descendants of Aaron belonging to the family of the Kohathites, as the first lot fell to them, they gave them Hebron in the land of Judah with its surrounding pastures, but the field of the city and its settlements they gave to Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, and to the descendants of Aaron they gave the cities of refuge, Hebron, also Libnah with its pastures, Jatir, Ishtemoa with its pastures, Hilen with its pastures, Debir with its pastures, Ashan with its pastures, and Bethshemesh with its pastures. And from the tribe of Benjamin, Geba with its pastures, Alameth with its pastures, and Anathoth with its pastures. All their cities for their families were 13 cities. To the rest of the Kohathites there were allotted 10 cities from the family of the tribe, from the half-tribe, the half of Manasseh. To the Gershomites, by their families, they assigned 13 cities from the tribe of Issachar, the tribe of Asher, the tribe of Naphtali, and the tribe of Manasseh in Bashan. To the Merarites, by their families, they assigned by lot 12 cities from the tribe of Reuben, the tribe of Gad, and the tribe of Zebulun. Thus the Israelites gave the Levites these cities with their pastures. Furthermore, they assigned by lot these cities from the tribe of Judah, the tribe of Simeon, and the tribe of Benjamin, which are mentioned by their names. Some of the Kohathite families had cities from the tribe of Ephraim as their territory. They gave them cities of refuge: Shechem with its pastures in the mountainous region of Ephraim, Gezer with its pastures, Jokmeam with its pastures, Beth-horon with its pastures, Aijalon with its pastures, and Gathrimmon with its pastures. And from half the tribe of Manasseh, Aner with its pastures, and Bileam with its pastures, to the rest of the families of the Kohathites. To the Gershomites, they assigned from the family of the half-tribe of Manasseh, Golan, and Bashan with its pastures, and Ashtaroth with its pastures. And from the tribe of Issachar, Kadesh with its pastures, Dabarath with its pastures, Ramoth with its pastures, Anam with its pastures. And from the tribe of Asher, Mashal with its pastures, Abdon with its pastures, Hukok with its pastures, and Rehob with its pastures. And from the tribe of Naphtali, Kadesh and Galilee with its pastures, Hammon with its pastures, and Kiriathaim with its pastures. To the rest of the Merarites, they assigned from the tribe of Zebulun, Ramono with its pastures, Tabor with its pastures, and in the region of Jordan of Jericho, to the east of the Jordan, from the tribe of Reuben, they were given Bezer in the wilderness with its pastures, Jahaz with its pastures, Kedemoth with its pastures, and Maphaath with its pastures. And from the tribe of Gad, Ramoth and Gilead with its pastures, Mahanaim with its pastures, Heshbon with its pastures, and Jazer with its pastures. 1 Chronicles 7. I'm going to pause it again. All right. 1 Chronicles 7. Now the sons of Issachar were Tola, Pua, Jashub, and Shimron, 4. And the sons of Tola were Uzi, Raphiah, Jeriel, Jamai, Ibsam, and Shemuel, the heads of their paternal houses. Descended from Tola were mighty warriors whose number in the days of David was 22,600. And the descendants of Uzi was Izrahiah, and the sons of Izrahiah, Michael, Obadiah, Joel, and Isaiah. All 5 of them were chiefs. And with them, by their descendants, according to their paternal houses, there were 36,000 soldiers in the army available for war, for they had many wives and sons. And their brothers of all the families of Issachar were mighty warriors. 87,000 is listed in the genealogical enrollment. The sons of Benjamin were Bela, Becher, and Jediel, 3. And the sons of Bela were Esbon, Uzi, Uziel, Jeremoth, and Eri, 5, heads of their paternal houses, mighty warriors, and 22,034 were in their genealogical enrollment. And the sons of Becher were Zemarah, Joash, Eliezer, Elionai, Omri, Jeremoth, Abijah, Anathoth, and Alameth. All of these were the sons of Becher. Their genealogical enrollment by the descendants, as respects the heads of their paternal houses, was 20,200 mighty warriors. And the sons of Jediel were Bilhan, and the sons of Bilhan were Jeush and Benjamin, Ehud, Chenaanah, Zethan, Tarshish, and Ashishahar. All of these were the sons of Jediel, according to the heads of their forefathers, 17,200 mighty warriors, ready to go out to the army for war. The Shupim and the Hupim were the sons of the Hushim were sons of Aher. The sons of Naphtali were Jaziel, Guni, Jezer, and Shalom, descendants of Bilhah. The sons of Manasseh, Asriel, whom his Syrian concubine bore. She bore Machir, the father of Gilead. Machir took a wife for Hupim and for Shupim, and the name of his sister was Maacah. The name of the second was Zelophehad, but Zelophehad had daughters. Maacah, Machir's wife, bore a son and named him Peresh, and the name of his brother was Sheresh. And his sons were Ulam and Rechem. And the son of Ulam was Bedin. These were the sons of Gilead, son of Machir, son of Manasseh. And his sister was Hamelecheth. She gave birth to Ishhad, Abizer, and Mala. And the sons of Shemida were Ahian, Shechem, Likhi, and Anayim. The sons of Ephraim were Shuthelah, Bered his son, Tahath his son, Eliada his son, Tahath his son, Zabad his son, Shuthelah his son, Ezer, and Eliad. The men of Gath who were born in the land killed them because they went down to take their livestock. Ephraim, their father, carried on mourning for many days, and his brothers kept coming in to comfort him. Afterward, he had relations with his wife, and she became pregnant and gave birth to a son. But he named him Beriah, because it was with calamity that she was in the house. And his daughter was Sheerah, who built Lower and Upper Bethhoron, and Uzan-Sheerah. And there was Repha, his son, Reseph, Telah his son, Tahan his son, Ladan his son, Ammihud his son, Elishama his son, Nun his son, and Joshua his son. Their possession and their settlements were Bethel and its dependent towns, and to the east Naran, and to the west Gezer and its independent towns, and Shechem and its dependent towns, as far as Aya and its dependent towns. And next to the descendants of Manasseh, Bethshean and its dependent towns, Ta'anak and its dependent towns, Megiddo and its dependent towns, and Dor and its dependent towns. And these the descendants of Joseph, the son of Israel, lived. The sons of Asher were Imnah, Ishva, Ishvi, and Beriah, and their sister was Sarah. The sons of Beriah were Heber and Malchiel, who was the father of Birzith. Heber became father to Japhlet, Shomer, and Hotham, and to Shua, their sister. The sons of Japhlet were Pasek, Bimhal, and Ashvath. These were the sons of Japhlet. The sons of Shemer were Ahi, Roga, Jebubah. Sorry, that's a funny name. And Aram. The sons of Helam, his brother, were Zophah, Imnah, Shalesh, and Amel. The sons of Zophah were Sua, Harnefer, Shual, Beri, Imrah, Bezer, Hod, Shammah, Shilshah, Ithran, and Beerah. The sons of Jether were Jephannah, Pispah, and Ara. The sons of Ulah were Ara, Hanil, and Riziah. All of these were the sons of Asher, heads of the paternal houses, select, mighty warriors, heads of the chieftains. And their number listed in the genealogical enrollment was 26,000 men in the army available for war. 1 Chronicles 8. Benjamin became father to Bela, his firstborn Ashbel, the second, Ahara, the third, Noha, the fourth, Rapha, the fifth. Bela's sons were Adar, Gera, Abihud, Abishua, Naaman, Ahoah, Gera, Sephufen, Shephufen, and Huram. These were the sons of Ehud, the heads of the paternal houses of the inhabitants of Geba, who were taken into exile into Manahath, Naaman, Ahijah, and Gera. He was the one who took them into exile, and he became father to Uzzah and Ahihud. Shaharaim became father to children in the territory of Moab, after he sent them away. Hushim and Baara were his wives. And by his wife Hodesh he became father to Jobab, Zibiah, Mesha, Malcolm, Jeuz, Sakiah, and Mirma. These were his sons, heads of the paternal houses. By Hushim he became father to Abitub and Elpaal. And the sons of Elpaal were Eber, Misham, Shemed, who built Ono and Lod and its dependent towns, Ariah and Shema. These were heads of the paternal houses of the inhabitants of Aijalon. These drove out the inhabitants of Gath. And there were Ahiho, Shashak, Jeremoth, Zebediah, Arad, Eder, Michael, Ishpah, Joha, the sons of Beriah, Where did I go? Michael, Ishpal, Joah, sons of Beriah, Zebediah, Meshullam, Hizkai, Heber, Ishmerai, Isliah, Jobab, the sons of Elpal, and Jakim, Zikri, Zabdi, Elionai, Zilithai, Eliel, Adiah, Beriah, Shimrath, the sons of Shimei, and Ishpan, Eber, Eliel, Abdon, Zikri, Hanan, Hananiah, Elam, Anthothijah, Iphidiah, Penuel, the sons of Shashak, and Shemshirai, Shehariah, Athaliah, Jearishiah, Elijah, Zikri, the sons of Jeroham. These are the sons of the paternal houses by their descendants. These had been lived in Jerusalem. The father of Gibeon, Jael, lived in Gibeon. His wife's name was Maacah, and his firstborn was Abdon, followed by Zur, Kish, Baal, Nadab, Gedor, Ahiho, and Zechar. Mikloth became father to Shemaiah, and they all lived near their brothers in Jerusalem, along with their other brothers. Excuse me. Ner became father to Kish. Kish became father to Saul. Saul became father to Jonathan. Malchishua, Abinadab, and Eshbaal. And Jonathan's son was Meribaal. Meribaal became father to Micah, and the sons of Micah were Pithon, Melech, Tereah, and Ahaz. Ahaz became father to Jehoiada. Jehoiada became father to Alameth, Azmaveth, and Zimri. Zimri became father to Moza. Moza became father to Benaiah, Rapha his son, Eleasah his son, Azel his son. Azel had 6 sons, and their names were Azrikam, Bocheru, Ishmael, Sheariah, Obadiah, and Hanan. All of these were the sons of Azel. And the sons of his brother Ishak were Ulam his firstborn, Jeush the second, and Eliphalet the third. And the sons of Ulam were mighty warriors who could handle the bow, and they had many sons and grandsons numbering 150. All of these were descendants of Benjamin. First Chronicles 9. All the Israelites were enrolled genealogically, and they are written in the book of the kings of Israel. And Judah was taken into exile to Babylon for its unfaithfulness. The first inhabitants to return to their possession in the cities were some Israelites, the priests, the Levites, and the temple servants, and some of the descendants of Judah, of Benjamin, and Ephraim, and of Manasseh settled in Jerusalem. Uthai, son of Ammihud, son of Omri, son of Imri, son of Bani, of the descendants of Perez, son of Judah, and of the Shilonites, Asaiah, the firstborn, and his sons, and of the sons of Zerah, Joel, and 690 of their brothers. And of the descendants of Benjamin, Salu, son of Meshullam, son of Hodaviah, son of Hasanua, Ibaniah, son of Jeroham, Elah, son of Uzi, son of Mikri, and Meshullam, son of Shephatiah, son of Reuel, son of Ibnijah, and their brothers by line of descent were 956. All these men were heads of their paternal houses. And of the priests there was Jedidiah, Jehoiarib, Jachin, Azariah, son of Hilkiah, son of Meshullam, son of Zadok, son of Meriah, son of Ahitub, a leader of the house of the true God. Adiah, son of Jeroham, son of Pashur, son of Malchijah, Maasai, son of Adil, son of Jezerah, son of Meshullam, son of Meshelemith, son of Immer, and their brothers, heads of the households, or heads of the paternal houses, 1,760 mighty, capable men, capable for the service of the house of the true God. And of the Levites, there were Shemaiah, son of Hashab, son of Azrikam, son of Hashabiah, from the descendants of Merari, and Bakbakar, Heresh, Galal, Mattaniah, son of Micah, son of Zikri, son of Asa, Obadiah, son of Shemaiah, son of Galal, son of Jeduthun, and Berechiah, son of Asa, son of Elkanah, who was dwelling in the settlements of the Netophathites. The gatekeepers were Shallum, Akub, Talmon, Ahiman, and their brother Shallum the head, and until he was at the king's gate to the east. These are the gatekeepers of the camps of the Levites, and Shallum, son of Korah, son of Abiasaph, son of Korah, and his brothers of his paternal house, the Korahites, were over the duties of the service, the doorkeepers of the tent, and their father had been over the camp of Jehovah as the keepers of the entryway. It was Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, who had been their leader in the past. Jehovah was with him. Zechariah, the son of Meshelemiah, was the gatekeeper of the entrance of the tent of meeting. All those selected as gatekeepers at the thresholds numbered 212. They were in their settlement by their genealogical enrollment. David, Samuel, the seer, appointed these to their office of trust. They and their sons were over the guard service for the gates of the house of Jehovah, the house of the tent. The gatekeepers were on the four sides, east, west, north, and south. From time to time, their brothers were to come in from their settlements for 7 days to serve along with them. There were 4 chief gatekeepers in the office of trust. They were Levites, and they were in charge of the chambers and of the treasuries of the house of the true God. They would spend the night in their stations all around the house of the true God, where they cared for the guard service, and were in charge of the key, and would open up the house from morning to morning. Some of them were in charge of the utensils of the service. They would count them when they brought them in, and count them when they took them out. Some of them were appointed over the utensils, over the holy utensils, over the fine flour, the wine, the oil, the frankincense, and the balsam oil. Some of the sons of the priest mixed the ointment of balsam oil, and Mattathiah of the Levites, who was the firstborn of Shallum the Korahite, was in the office of trust over the things baked in pans. Some of their brothers of the Kohathites were in charge of the layer bread to prepare it every Sabbath. These were the singers, the heads of the paternal houses of the Levites in the chambers, those set free from other duties, for by day and by night it was their responsibility to be on duty. These were the heads of the paternal houses of the Levites by their line of descent, headmen. These lived in Jerusalem. The father of Gibeon, Jael, lived in Gibeon. His wife's name was Maacah, and his firstborn son was Abdon, followed by Zur, Kish, Baal, Ner, Nadab, Gedor, Ahiho, Zechariah, and Mikloth. Mikloth became father to Shimeam, and they all lived near their brothers in Jerusalem, along with their other brothers. Ner became father to Kish. Kish became father to Saul. Saul became father to Jonathan, Malchishua, Abinadab, and Eshbaal. And Jonathan's son was Meribaal. Meribaal became father to Micah. And the sons of Micah were Pithom, Melech, Tareah, and Ahaz. Ahaz became father to Jerah. Jerah became father to Alameth, Asmaveth, and Zimri. Zimri became father to Moza. Moza became father to Biniah, and Raphiah his son, Eleasah his son, Azel his son. Azel had 6 sons, and their names were Azrikam, Bocheru, Ishmael, Sheariah, Obadiah, and Hanan. These were the sons of Azel. 1 Chronicles 10. Now the Philistines were fighting against Israel, and the men of Israel fled from before the Philistines, and many fell slain on Mount Gilboa. The Philistines kept in close range of Saul and his sons, and the Philistines struck down Jonathan, Abinadab, and Malchishua, Saul's sons. The fighting grew fierce against Saul, and the archers found him, and he was wounded by the archers. Then Saul said to his armor-bearer, Draw your sword and run me through with it, so that these uncircumcised men may not come and deal ruthlessly with me. But his armor-bearer was unwilling, because he was very much afraid. So Saul took the sword and fell on it. When his armor-bearer saw that Saul was dead, he too fell on his own sword and died. Thus Saul and his 3 sons died, and all those of his house died together. When all the people of Israel in the valley saw that everyone had fled, and that Saul and his sons had died, they began to abandon their cities and flee. The Philistines then came and occupied them. The next day, when the Philistines came to strip the slain, they found Saul and his sons fallen on Mount Gilboa. So they stripped him and took off his head and his armor, and they sent word throughout the land of the Philistines to spread the news to their idols and to the people. Then they put the armor in the house of their god and fastened his skull to the house of Dagon. When all those of Jabesh and Gilead heard about all that the Philistines had done to Saul, all the warriors rose up and carried off the corpse of Saul and the corpses of his son. They brought them to Jabesh and buried their bones under the big tree in Jabesh, and they fasted for 7 days. Thus Saul died for the unfaithfulness he had shown against Jehovah, because he had not obeyed the word of Jehovah, also for consulting a spirit medium, instead of inquiring of Jehovah. So he put him to death, and turned the kingship over to David, the son of Jesse. 1 Chronicles 11. In time all the Israelites gathered to David at Hebron and said, Look, we are your own bone and flesh. In times past, while Saul was king, you were the one who was leading Israel on its campaigns. And Jehovah your God said to you, You will shepherd my people Israel. And you will become leader over my people Israel. So all the elders of Israel came to the king at Hebron, and David made a covenant with them in Hebron before Jehovah. Then they anointed David as king over Israel, according to Jehovah's word through Samuel. Later David and all Israel set out for Jerusalem, that is Jebus, where the Jebusites were inhabiting the lands. The inhabitants of Jebus taunted David, You will never come in here. However, David captured the stronghold of Zion, which is now the city of David. So David said, Whoever is the first to strike the Jebusites will become chief and prince. And Joab, the son of Zeruiah, went up first and became the chief. Then David took up residence in the stronghold. That is why they called it the city of David. When he began to build up the city all around, from the mounds to the areas around it, and Joab restored the rest of the city, thus David became greater and greater, and Jehovah of armies was with him. Now these are the heads of David's mighty warriors, who gave him strong support in his kingship, together with all Israel, to make him king according to Jehovah's word concerning Israel. This is the list of David's mighty warriors. Jeshobeam, the son of a Hakmonite, the head of the 3. He brandished his spear over 300 slain at one time. Next to him was Eleazar, the son of Dodo, the Ahohite. He was among the 3 mighty warriors. He was with David at Pasdamim, where the Philistines had gathered together for war. Now there was a plot of land full of barley, and the people had fled because the Philistines. But he took his stand in the middle of the field and defended it, and kept striking down the Philistines, so that Jehovah brought about a great victory. 3 of the 30 headmen went down to the rock, to David at the camp of Adullam, while a Philistine army was camped in the valley of Rephaim. David was then in the stronghold, and a garrison of the Philistines was in Bethlehem. Then David expressed his longing, "If only I could have a drink of water from the cistern by the gate of Bethlehem." At that the three forced their way into the camp of the Philistines and drew water from the cistern by the gate of Bethlehem and brought it to David. But David refused to drink it and poured it out to Jehovah. He said, "It is unthinkable on my part, from the standpoint of my God, to do this. Could I drink the blood of these men who risked their lives? For it was at the risk of their lives that they brought it." So he refused to drink it. These are the things that his mighty three warriors did. Abishai, the brother of Joab, became head of another three. He brandished his spear over 300 slain, and he had a reputation like the three. Of the other three, he was more distinguished than the two of them, and he was their chief, yet he did not attain to the rank of the first three. Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, was a courageous man who performed many exploits in Kabzeel. He struck down the two sons of Ariel of Moab, and he descended into a water pit on a snowy day and killed a lion. He also struck down an Egyptian man of extraordinary size, 5 cubits tall. Though the Egyptian had a spear in his hand like the beam of a loom worker's, he went against him with a rod and snatched the spear away from the Egyptian's hand and killed him with his own spear. These things Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, did, and he had a reputation like that of the three mighty warriors. Although he was distinguished even more than the 30, he did not attain to the rank of the three. However, David appointed him over his own bodyguard. The mighty warriors of the military forces were Asahel, the brother of Joab, Elhanan, the son of Dodo of Bethlehem, Shamath, the Harawite, Helez, the Pelonite, Ira, the son of Ikesh, the Tekoite, Abiezer, the Anathothite, Sibbecai, the Hushathite, Eli, the Ahuhite, Maharai, the Netophathite, Heled, the son of Baana, the Netophathite, Ithai, the son of Ribai of Gibeah of the Benjaminites, Benaiah, the Parathonite, Hurai of the Wadis of Gaish, Abiel, the Arbathite, Asmaveth, the Baramite, Eliahaba, the Shaalbanite, the sons of Hashem, the Gizonite, Jonathan, the son of Shagi, the Hararite, Ahiam, the son of Sakar, the Hararite, Eliphal, the son of Hefer, the Mecherathite, Ahijah, the Pelonite, Hezro, the Carmelite, Naarai, the son of Ezbai, Joel, the brother of Nathan, Mibhar, the son of Hagrai, Zelek, the Ammonite, Naharai, the Berathite, the armor-bearer of Joab, the son of Zeruiah, Ira the Ithrite, Gareb the Ithrite, Uriah the Hittite, Zabed the son of Ali, Adina the son of Shiza, the Reubenite, the head of the Reubenites, and 30 with him, Hanan the son of Maacah, Josaphat the Mithnite, Uzziah the Ashterathite, Shammah and Jael, the sons of Hotham the Arorite, Jediel the son of Shimri, and Joah his brother the Tizite, Eliel the Mahavite, Jerubai and Joshaviah the sons of Elnaam, and Ithma the Moabite, Eliel, Obed, and Jaasiel the Mezabite. Jeez, that's ridiculous. 1 Chronicles 12. These were the men who came to David at Ziklag, while he was unable to move about freely because of Saul, the son of Kish, and they were among the mighty warriors who supported him in battle. They were armed with the bow, and they could use both right hand and the left hand to sling stones or to shoot arrows with the bow. They were the brothers of Saul from Benjamin, the head of Ahiezer, was Ahiezer, along with Joash, both sons of Shammah, the Gibeathite, Jeziel, and Pelet, the sons of Asmaveth, Berekah, Jehu, the Anathothite, Ishmaiah, the Gibeonite, a mighty warrior among the 30, and over the 30, also Jeremiah, Jahaziel, Johanan, Jozabad, the Gedrathite, Eluzai, Jeremoth, Baaliah, Shemariah, Shephatiah, the Heraphite, Elkanah, Ishiah, Azarel, Joazar, and Jashabim. the Korahites, and Joelah and Zebediah, the sons of Jeroham of Gedor. Some of the Gadites went over to David's side at the stronghold in the wilderness. They were mighty warriors, soldiers trained for war, standing ready with the large shield and the lance, whose faces were like those of lions, and who were as swift as the gazelles of the mountains. Ezer was the head, Obadiah the second, Eliab the third, Mishmanah the fourth, Jeremiah the fifth, Attai the sixth, Eliel the seventh, Johanan the eighth, Elzabad the ninth, Jeremiah the 10th, Machbenai the 11th. These were the Gadites, heads of the army. The least one was equal to 100. And the greatest to 1,000. These are the men who crossed the Jordan in the first months when it was overflowing its banks, and they chased away all those living in the lowlands to the east and to the west. Some of the men of Benjamin and Judah also came to David at the stronghold. Then David went out before them and said to them, "If you have come to me in peace to help me, my heart will be united with you. But if it is to betray me to my adversaries, then my hands have done no wrong. Let the God of our forefathers see it and judge." Then the Spirit came upon Amasai, the head of the 30. "We are yours, O David, and we are with you, O son of Jesse. Peace, peace be yours, and peace be to the one helping you, for your God is helping you." So David received them and appointed them among the heads of the troops. Some from Manasseh also deserted to David when he came with the Philistines to battle against Saul. But he did not help the Philistines, for after consultation the Lord of the Philistines sent him away, saying, "He will desert to his lord Saul, and it will cost us our heads." When we went to Ziklag, these deserted to him from Manasseh: Abna, Jozabad, Jediel, Michael, Jozabad, to Elihu, and Zilithai, heads of the household, thousands of Manasseh. They helped David against the marauder band, because all of them were mighty, courageous men, and they became chiefs in the army. Day after day, people kept coming to David to help him until it was a camp as great as the camp of God. This is the number of the heads of those armed for battle who came to David at Hebron, to turn the kingship of Saul over to him, according to Jehovah's order. The men of Judah, carrying the large shield and the lance, were 6,800, armed for battle. Of the Simeonites, the mighty courageous men of the army were 7,100. Of the Levites, 4,600. Jehoiada was the leader of the sons of Aaron, and with him were 3,700, as well as Zadok, a mighty and courageous young man, along with 22 chiefs from his paternal house. Of the Benjaminites, the brothers of Saul, there were 3,000, whom the greater number had previously been guarding the interests of the house of Saul. Of the Ephraimites, there were 20,800 mighty, courageous men of fame among their paternal houses. Of the half-tribe of Manasseh, there were 18,000 who had been designated by name to come to make King David king. On the tribe of Issachar, who understood the times and knew what Israel should do, there were 200 of their headmen, and all their brothers were under their command. Of Zebulun, there were 50,000 who could serve in the army, drawing up in battle formation with all the weapons of war, all joining David with undivided loyalty. Of Naphtali, there were 1,000 chiefs, and with them were 37,000 with the large shield and the spear. Of the Danites, those drawing up in battle formation were 28,600. And of Asher, those who could serve in the army for drawing up in battle formation were 40,000. From across the Jordan, of the Reubenites, the Gadites, and the half-tribe of Manasseh, there were 120,000 soldiers with all kinds of weapons of war. All of these were men of war, joining together in battle line. They came with a complete heart to Hebron to make David king over all Israel, and also the rest of Israel were united in wanting to make King David king. And they remained there with David for 3 days, eating and drinking, for their brothers had made preparation for them. Also those near them, and even those as far as Issachar, Zebulun, and Naphtali, were bringing food on donkeys, camels, mules, and cattle, provisions of flour, cakes of pressed figs and raisins, wine, oil, and cattle, and sheep in great quantity, for there was rejoicing in Israel. And 1 Chronicles 13. David consulted with the chiefs of the thousands and of the hundreds, and with every leader. Then David said to all the congregation of Israel, "If it seems good to you, and it is acceptable to Jehovah our God, let us send word to our remaining brothers in all regions of Israel, and also to the priests and the Levites in their cities, with pastures, to come and join us. And let us bring back the ark of our God, for they had not cared for it in the days of Saul." All the congregation agreed to do that, for it seemed right to all the people. So David congregated in all Israel from the river of Egypt as far as Lebo-Hamath to bring the ark of the true God from Kiriath Jearim. David and all Israel went up to Baalah to Kiriath Jearim, which belongs to Judah, to bring up from there the ark of the true God, Jehovah, who sits enthroned above the cherubs, where his name is called on. However, they placed the ark of the true God on a new wagon and brought it from the house of Abinadab, and Uzzah and Ahio were leading the wagon. David and all Israel were celebrating before the true God with all their might, accompanied by songs, harps, other stringed instruments, tambourines, cymbals, and trumpets. But when they came to the threshing floor of Shadon, Uzzah thrust his hand out and grabbed hold of the ark, for the cattle nearly upset it. At that, Jehovah's anger blazed against Uzzah, and he struck him down because he had thrust his hand out to the ark, and he died there before God. But David became angry, because Jehovah's wrath had broken through against Uzzah, and that place had been called Perez Uzzah down to this day. So David became fearful of the true God on that day, and said, "How can I bring the ark of the true God with me?" David did not bring the ark to where he was in the city of David, but he had it taken to the house of Obed-Edom, the Gittite. The ark of the true God was with the household of Obed-Edom, remaining at his house for 3 months, and Jehovah kept blessing the household of Obed-Edom and all he had. And that is the end of AV 39.